Hello everyone, welcome back to Administrative Office Procedures and Management, and we are now in our week 10. So as usual, before we move on with our discussion, please have with you your modules so that you will have a guide in the discussion that we're going to have in this video. Okay, so I hope you have your modules with you. So the topic for this week is all about office design layout. So this is just like a continuation of the discussion that we have last week, which is about the management of office environment. So dun sa discussion na yon, napag-usapan natin kung ano yung mga bagay na kailangan mong i-consider during the planning stage of your working area. So ngayon naman, pag-usapan natin yung mga yung layout or design layout. Ano ba yung mga design layouts na kadalasang ginagamit ngayon, okay? So ayan. First, we have the design layouts. We have the strips, the corner, the L shape, and the U shape with peninsula. So ano yung strip? Strip is where yung usual na ginagamit, yung nasa gitna yung mga cubicles, yung nasa gitna yung mga cubicles in a straight line, kumbaga naka-rows and columns yung mga cubicles. Yun yung tinatawag nila na strip. Now, yung corner naman na tinatawag is nasa walls lahat yung mga table. Kumbaga nakapalibot, empty dun sa gitna. Or hindi naman siya empty pero may space sa gitna wherein everyone can lounge. Usually ganon. And then yung L shape, alam naman natin, it's shaped as L. And then yung U shape with a peninsula is U shape and then meron tayong center island. Okay, na usually yun yung ginagamit nila sa food. Yun yung ginagamit nila. Nandun yung coffee maker, nandun yung, it's a dining area usually, okay, yung peninsula. So, those are examples of yung tinatawag natin na office designs. And then, list to consider that can be addressed when establishing a workstation or area for employees. Number 1, the proper care of the eye and the neck. So, sabi dyan sa module ninyo, the eyes need to be approximately 24 to 36 inches away from the screen, where the neck is bent within 15-degree angle up or down. The top of the screen should be just below the eye level. So, for the proper eye care and neck, para naman hindi ma-strain masyado yung ng mga empleyado mo, yung mata tsaka yung kanilang leeg, may proper positioning of computers. So, ito usually, ito yung isa sa mga importante, especially if it's more on administrative work, di ba? Usually talaga maghapon sa computer ka nakaharap. So, merong proper positioning ang mga computers nang sa ganon, hindi masyadong mahirapan yung mata tsaka yung leeg nung gagamit. Okay? Next, we also have the proper care of the back or yung likod ng tao. The back and shoulders need to be relaxed and in a natural position where the worker is sitting firmly against the back of the chair. So, aside from yung placing ng computer, you must also invest in good chairs na merong backrest. Okay? Kasi that's not, kumbaga, hindi yon gastos sa iyo eh. It's an investment. Investment mo yun para dun sa mga empleyado mo. Kasi kapag ang maganda yung upuan na gamit nila, nakakapagtrabaho sila ng maayos. Believe it or not, aminin man natin o hindi, di ba? Paano ka makakapagtrabaho ng maayos kung hindi ka naman komportable sa upuan na ginagamit mo? So, you as a manager or you as a business owner must invest in good chairs. Okay? And then, we also have the proper care for the elbows and wrists. So, elbows need to rest comfortably on armrest, yet closely to the side of the body in a 90-degree angle. Wrists need to extend from the arm at the angle as well. At these angles as well. Fingers are slightly curved upward where the keying motion is gentle and comfortable. So, even yung placement ng mga keyboards, meron din siyang proper placement. Para nang sa ganon, hindi na naman mahirapan masyado yung kamay or hindi mangawit yung kamay at saka yung mga wrists. And then, lastly, the proper care for the knees. Knees need to be 90-degree angle with the feet securely on the floor or on the footrest. Okay. So, now, let's move on to oops, I'm sorry. Hindi ko pala siya nalagay. Meron pa tayong building and office layout. So, improve office layout, right place of personnel, computers, and thermal control reveals the large impact of productivity. Optimizing work productivity has moved up to become an important as building location. Optimizing workforce productivity, organizational needs, and building locations are equally important. The key to unlocking productivity may lie in the office facilities. So, ano yung sinasabi dito? The layout and the building where your employees are going to work is importante. Because it directly affect their productivity. Okay? Kung maaliwalas, kung maayos ang mga gamit, syempre mas productive yung mga empleyado mo. But, kung hindi na nga maayos, madumi pa, malapit pa sa CR, pagkabaho-baho, do you think your employees will be productive? Of course not. So, ang sinasabi dyan, the layout of the building is also important when it comes to, or it directly affects the productivity of your employees. Okay? So, may ano dyan, may tawag dito, may table dyan sa inyong module. Ang sabi, a 1% improvement in productivity is equals to 10% of the facility operating cost or the entire utility bill. So, kapag ka 1% ang improvement ng productivity mo, maaari na nitong bayaran yung entire utility bill. Effective ventilation, adequate lighting, good acoustics, and superior or indoor air quality can increase productivity by 6 to 16%. Computer programmers with larger workspaces and less acoustic and visual disruptions can perform 2.6 times better than other programmers in the company. The installation of new high-performance lighting ballasts has shown a dramatic reduction in incidence of headaches and eye strain. So, you see, dito pinapakita na everything that you improved within the working area affects or increases the productivity of your employees. So, ayan. Kapag ka ikaw isang manager or kapag ka ikaw magpo-put up ng business and you're going to be a business owner, wag kang maging madamot. Don't look at it as an expense, yung mga pagbili-bili mo ng mga gamit na maayos. Look at it as an investment na kung saan you are going to gain from it. You are going to gain far more than what you have invested. So, ayan, kailangan mag-invest tayo in or kailangan mag-invest kayo in the future in a good building, and of course in good lighting and things and furnitures and space. Okay, so now know the costing of office space. It is important that you know exactly what you want or don't want in lease before you begin looking for office space or initiate the negotiating process. What is the maximum lease that fits your needs? It is equally important that you go into the process prepared and with reasonable expectation. So first, you must know the maximum and minimum amount of square footage that fits your needs as well as the floor requirements. Number 2, does the nature of your business make the ground floor a necessity? Is a panoramic view from the conference room important to you? Do you want a build out of the office from the concrete, meaning totally new floor, carpet, walls, etc.? Is there a security system in existence at the office space? Do you require one? Is the heating and air conditioning individually maintained? If not, how will you be charged for it? The more that you require, the less negotiating room you will have. On the other hand, make sure the realtor find out important information like the occupancy ratio over the last year. Leasing space for your company affects profit, employee satisfaction, and ability to grow. Plan ahead, know what you're looking for, and be ready to shop aggressively. Okay, so ano yung sinasabi doon? Before ka pa na mag-lease or mangupa ng space para doon sa business na ipuput up mo, make sure that you know what you need and what you want. Okay? Gaano kalawak yung kailangan mo? Dapat approximately alam mo kung ilan. Di ba? Kung gaano siya kalawak. Ano yung mga requirements na kailangan mo? Kailangan mo ba floor to ceiling na walls? Kailangan mo ba ng anyway, yun yung mga bagay na kailangan mong tawag dito, kailangan mong alam before you go and go hunting for a space to lease. Kasi, syempre, dapat alam mo kung ano yung expectations mo, alam mo din dapat yung budget mo, para nang sa ganun, makahanap ka ng appropriate na space para dun sa business na ipuput up mo. Same is true with, if you're going to put up the building, di ba? Magpapabuild ka ng building, dapat planado na yan. Alam mo kung gaano siya kalawak, kung meron pa bang room for improvement, kung meron pa bang room for growth, meron bang matitira kung saan, kung gusto mo mag-expand, meron bang matitira na expansion area, ganyan. So, you have to know yung kailangan mo para nang sa ganun, tawag dito, makapag-budget ka din kung magkano yung kaya mong i-allocate para sa lease. Kasi sabi nga dyan, it affects the income, yung leasing. Kasi syempre, ag-abang ka di ba? Ag-abang ka, di kailangan mag-agi out the money from your income. So, instead nga, income mo kung maamin diya yun, kailangan mo pang ikaltas yung lease doon. So, it affects your income. So, you must know kung ano yung size na kailangan mo and you have to stick to it. Wag yung masyadong, kumbaga, malawak or more than what you need kasi magiging loss yun in the long run. So, an open office concept. So, what is an open office concept? When choosing how to plan the office, you are faced with the decision of an open plan or separate offices. Decision should be based on knowing the advantage and disadvantage of both. Ultimately, the decision need to be about what is best for the company or for the business. So first, ano yung advantage? Number 1, we have open plan offices are more economical. You are able to provide more workspace and place more employees in the office. Studies have been done to show that the cubicle type working area does not affect productivity as of yet, and estimate that the cubicle area could even be up to 21% smaller without affecting productivity. With the closed plan office, the amount of workspace and employees is less. So, when you say economical siya in a sense na hindi mo na kailangang mag-put up or magbili ng cubicle. Mahal din kaya ang cubicles. So, economical, nakatipid ka. And of course, aside from yung nakatipid ka sa pera, nakatipid ka na rin ng space. Imagine, putting a cubicle in between or kumbaga, yung pag-put mo ng cubicle, nakakaano siya ng space kumakain din siya ng space. So, ayan, when you say an open space, open, yun kasi yung uso ngayon, di ba, yung open space, it's economical. Next, we have communication is easier between the workstations and department. Siyempre, open space, dila awam tulad ta ka aruba mo, nuno dyan da likod mo, di ba? Ay, kastoy, kasyay. Communication is easier. There is no time wasted between offices because everyone is in the same area. Tama, hindi mo na kailangan maglakad na pumunta dun sa kabilang cubicle, di ba? Kasi nga kapag ka may cubicle, dun sa fourth cubicle ka pa pupunta, di maglalakad ka pa papunta dun kasi hindi mo nga nakikita yung kausap mo. Mahiya ka naman na magsisisigaw doon, di ba? Pero kapag ka open space kasi, ayan, nakikita mo, kapag ka nakita ka, di, payapayam, nun, mapankanyam, or agsabat kayo, di ba? Mga tipong ganun. So, communication is easier and a lot faster when it comes to using an open office concept. Next, we have things are easier for the supervisors as everyone is in a centralized area. There is no need to track someone down from office to office. So, ano yung ibig sabihin yan? The supervisors can observe freely nang hindi niya kailangang hassle na pumasok sa isang office tapos pupunta na naman sa isang office. It's like you can stand or the supervisor can stand in an elevated space and he or she will be able to observe all the employees kung nagtatrabaho ba sila o hindi. Unlike kapag ka-offices, 'di ba, na there are instances wherein kailangan mong pumasok muna dun sa isang kwarto, tapos may isang kwarto na naman, pupunta ka na naman doon, or you have to walk around sa mga cubicles kasi syempre, 'di ba? Pag naka-cubicle kasi close yung space. So you have to go and check around one by one kung nagfe-Facebook ba yung mga yan or nag-ML ba yung mga yan dun sa computer, 'di ba? So unlike kapag ka open space, mag-stand ka lang sa isang area wherein it's elevated, kita mo na silang lahat. So, ayan, that's another advantage. Next, managers and senior managers are in constant contact with the staff. Of course, kasi nga, nasa iisang space lang sila. Next, expenditures are economical when it comes to money that is put out for air conditioning and electricity. So, isang advantage din yon. Kasi, syempre, isang room lang, di ba, open space nga. So, open yung air. Free yung air na mag-circulate among dun sa gitna. Parang pwedeng, okay lang yung 2 or 3 air condition. Unlike kapag ka separate rooms na kailangan each room will be, must be installed with air condition, di ba? So, ayan, open space, economical. Next, if the layout of the office needs to be changed, it can be done quickly and with minimum effort. Kasi nga, open space. So, kung kailangan mong ilipat yung mga tables, madali lang. 'Di ba? Kasi nga, open space, walang cubicle na pasali. So, next, open space offices are noisier. Ito naman yung mga disadvantages. Open space offices are noisier and can be more chaotic than the closed plan office. Of course, kasi nga, nandun kayo lahat, nagsalita lahat, di maingay. Next, people passing to and fro can also cause distraction for employees. Yes, which is true. In an open office space, security is reduced. Privacy is difficult to obtain with an open office plan. But then again, syempre, you are there to work, right? You are there, your employees are there to work, so it shouldn't involve any personal, personal things where they should need a privacy. Kasi yun, working area yun alangan naman, di ba? So, pero yung example nila dito is when you are going to receive a call from a family, 'di ba? 'Yun, kailangan mong pumunta muna sa CR para hindi marinig nung iba. Next, sickness and infection can spread like wildfire in an environment like an open office plan. Of course, kasi nga open, so syempre open. Pwedeng mahawaan lahat ng mga empleyado kasi nga open. And then lighting, heating, and air conditioning to suit all of the employees' tastes can be difficult to achieve. That's a given. Senior staff or employees which have been with the company longer than the most will most likely to feel as if they are entitled to a private office. Ayan. So, office environment and health. So, first we have temperature. So, yun yung diniscuss natin is yung advantages and disadvantages ng open working space or open office area. So, if you're going to be the manager or the owner of a business, you have to make sure na kung ano yung kailangan ng empleyado or ng business, yun, dun ka lulugar, okay? So, hindi naman, porket sinabi na maganda ang open space, mag-open space ka na since ito yung uso, no, it should go with what the company or what the business really needs, okay? So, now we have office environment and health. The office environment is the combination of lighting, temperature, humidity, air quality, and decoration. The office can be healthy and comfortable place to work if the correct combinations of these elements are maintained. So first, temperature. A comfortable temperature must be maintained between 20 to 26 degrees Celsius. Office temperature can be localized. A desk situated in direct sunlight will be much warmer than the average temperature in the office, and the desk situated directly under the air conditioning vent can be cooler than the average. So, additional windows, skylights, or glass partitions in offices should not allow excessive temperature during hot weather. Okay? So, temperature is important, especially here in the Philippines, wherein it's a tropical area, masyadong mainit. So, I think, yung temperature natin, paano mo siya pabababain? Usually, kailangan ng aircon, ng electric fan. So, ayan. Humidity. Low humidity can cause dryness of the eyes, nose, and throat, and may also increase the frequency of static electricity shocks. High humidity above 80% can be associated with fatigue and report of stuffiness. So, humid, mainit. 'Di ba? Mainit. So, ayan. Next, we have ventilation. Office should be ventilized either naturally or artificially. Where mechanical ventilation or air conditioning is provided, make sure the system is regularly checked, kept clear, and well maintained to prevent growth of Legionella, bacteria, or other organisms. So, ventilation. Next, contaminated air. Contaminants in the office can include bacteria, virus, mold, spores, and dusts. Solvent, vapors, or chemical generated or used in the building. Appropriate control measures for the reduction of air contaminants includes effective air filtration, ensuring that adequate amount of fresh air enters the building, maintenance of air conditioning units including regular cleaning, preventing of obstruction of vents, and locating equipment using solvent in non-air conditioned area with substantial air movement and or installing local exhaust ventilation. So, ano yung pinag-uusapan natin dito? It is how you will be able, as a manager or as a business owner, how will you be able to keep the office environment healthy? How will you be able to keep your employees healthy? So, ayan, you have to make sure that the temperature is right, the humidity is right, ventilation is always clear, and that, of course, the air is not contaminated. And then for the smoking, environmental tobacco smoke is indoor contaminants, and there is growing recognition that non-smokers may suffer adverse health effects through inhaling tobacco smoke. Procedures such as consultation, education program, and the allocation of designated smoking area recommended for the development of an effective non-smoking policy. So, it is encouraged that all business buildings or office areas must be free smoking or anong tawag doon? Non-smoking policy pinapatupad. This is because, 'di ba, yung ano nga ngayon na meron tayong second-hand smoker, third-hand smoker, na sila pa yung mas nagsasuffer ng consequences comparing to the one who is smoking. So, for you to be able to keep your employees healthy, make sure na hindi mo tinotolerate ang smoking inside the working area or the office space. Okay? So, and then ozone and photocopiers. So, we also have to make sure that we are nature tawag dito conscious, kasi 'di ba yung mga may mga ano ba yung tawag nila dyan? Modern photocopiers are not placed on or in close proximity to the personal working station of office workers because of possible discomfort from the heat, light, and noise generated through the photocopying machine. So, yeah, yun. Maingay kasi yung photocopying machine, tapos it gives off heat. So, usually, nilalagay yan malayo dun sa mga table ng mga nagtatrabaho. Next, the lighting. We've already discussed the lighting in our previous lesson wherein, ang sabi doon, you have to make sure that there is an abundant light kung saan maliwanag yung working space para nang sa ganon makita ng maayos ng mga nagtatrabaho ang kanilang ginagawa. And then color. Study after has shown that color influence not just mood but also wellness and productivity. The impact of a well-designed environment on emotional well-being is becoming widely known and accepted. The contribution of colors. Color. Office space supports several kinds of human needs. This includes functional needs such as ability to concentrate or collaborate, and ergonomics needs such as the ability to work comfortably with the minimal fatigue. But office spaces also speak of emotional needs ranging from the need of personal space to feeling of self-worth. All of these needs, functional, ergonomics, and emotional, must be considered when color is used to lend shape to office environment. Colors determine the level of reflectance as follows. So, white reflects 75% of or more of light. Light colors, 50 to 75% subdued cool colors. And then we have medium colors, 20 to 50% bright warm colors. And then dark colors, 20% or less. So, ano ibig sabihin neto? Dapat when you're going to choose the color of your office, make sure na maaliwalas, 'di ba? Kung titignan ninyo, if you're going to check, usually, yung mga, tawag dito, yung mga offices, usually, ang color niyan, it's either cream, white, or sometimes they use gray. Iilan lang yung makikita mo na offices na red yung majority na color or purple yung majority na color. Usually it's either pastel colors like light blue, light baby blue, baby green, mga ganon, or baby pink. Yung mga ganun na colors ang ano. Kasi nga, sabi nga dun sa binasa natin, it affects the mood and yung kumbaga emotion ng mga empleyado, 'di ba? May mga like if you see red, ano yung effect nun pag nakakita ka ng red na room? Or kapag ka naman black, ano yung magiging effect nun dun sa mga trabahador? So you see, even the slightest detail such as color, it really affects yung magiging productivity, magiging trabaho ng mga tauhan mo, magiging mood nila. So, you have to make sure that appropriate yung gagamitin mo na color when planning, okay? When you're planning, dapat nadidistinguish mo na or alam mo na kung ano yung kulay na gagamitin mo wherein it could benefit yung business, okay? So, ayan, kailangan din i-take to consideration yung color ng paint and ng mga gamit na gagamitin dun sa yung magiging working area. So next we have floor space or office floor space. Workstation should be comfortable with safe and suitable chairs and sufficient space. A good rule of thumb for personal space is to allocate 6.25 square meters per individual's workstation, including furniture and fitting but excluding passageway and amenities. So, Again, given it's 6.25 square meters ang dapat na space ng isang tao, yung working station ng isang tao, yun naman yung, kumbaga yun yung standard na i-allocate. Pero if you can provide a wider space for them to work, then the better, di ba? And then next, we have welfare facilities. Welfare facilities like eating facilities, sanitary facilities, wash basins, etc. should be available. Ensure adequate facilities for building, water, and taking meals are provided for office employees or ensure they have reasonable access to these facilities. So, kung titignan ninyo, usually, yung mga companies, meron silang kape, especially dito sa Pilipinas, meron tayong free coffee, meron supposedly may free coffee, may free water specialist. So let's just cancel the coffee kung kayo talagang practical. Pero at least sana, 'di ba, merong tubig na libre para sa mga empleyado mo because they need to drink. They have to keep dehydrated for them to be able to function well. So, yun yung isang number one na makikita mo when you go to offices. Meron silang dispensers. May water dispensers. May area kung saan pwede silang uminom and may area kung saan pwede silang kumain, especially yung washrooms din, yung mga powder rooms, dapat yan, available yan dun sa magiging office na pagtatrabahuhan ng mga empleyado mo. So next, cleanliness. The standard of cleanliness required will depend on the use to which the office is put. Floors and indoor traffic routes should be cleaned at least once per week. Any waste materials that accumulates should be removed on a daily basis. Ensure contract office cleaners are given the same health and safety protection as regular office workers. So, you have to always maintain the cleanliness. Of course, hindi lang yun para it will look clean, it will be clean yung working area, but also to protect your employees from getting sickness out of bacteria, out of germs na nakalakip ng mga basura or ng dumi. So you have to make sure that the working area is clean. So that is how you are going to ensure the office environment and health ng mga empleyado mo. Okay, so you have to make sure that temperature is good, humidity, ventilation is properly cleaned, so the air is not contaminated. There should be no smoking in the vicinities of the working area. The ozone and the photocopiers must be put away from the tables or the working areas. And then you have the lighting. The lighting should be sufficient, and then the color must be appropriate. And then office floor space must be given at least 6.25 square meters per individual's working station. And then of course the welfare facility must be available, and cleanliness must be observed. Okay? So, new demands in an office environment. Ano ba yung mga demands for an office environment? The changing need for office property is being influenced heavily by the universal adoption of information and communications technology. The increasing vast array of mains and signal cables needs to be managed. Extra heat from the equipment need to be controlled or removed. New health and safety risks include electrical hazards, sitting position, eye strain, locks of brake, and RSI, which stands for repetitive strain injury. Information security needs to be considered among other security needs. Constantly changing business and process demands flexible accommodation. So when you say cabling, the need to route power, telephone, and data cabling to every workstation puts a severe strain on the hidden ducting in the building. So, yun yung isang problema dun sa cabling. Syempre, meron na tayong telephone, meron na tayong wifi routes, meron ng electricity. So, usually, yung mga, meron pa silang mga TV, may cable pa for the TV. So, ang dami-dami ng wires, ang dami-dami ng cables. So, usually, yun yung nagiging problema kung hindi mo siya inaayos, hindi siya nakasali sa plano. Nagiging problema yan yung may mga nakawayway yung may mga loose na mga connections or mga cables which could cause accident sometimes. Kaya if you're planning dun sa magiging trabaho mo or dun sa magiging working area or magiging office ninyo, make sure na nakasali sa plano kung saan dadaan, saan ilalagay, saan itatago yung mga cables na nakakonect dun sa mga computers, sa mga ano pa man yan na kailangan ng cable. Okay? So it should be included in the planning. And then next we have furnitures. Technology has an impact in the furniture. It is unlikely that a building will be able to support writing for technology at any random point where a desk is to be placed. The furniture, therefore, has a role in distributing the writing from the nearest point of the desk in the cluster. Okay, so, ayan. Noise. In offices, noise can affect concentration, can be an irritation, and can be a source of stress to some people. With the development of quieter environment, especially printers, noise levels in office have generally decreased. Okay, so, ayun, yung isa. Kumbaga, may cancellation, noise cancellation na ngayon ang mga printers. Kasi, di ba yung printers, especially yung, yung tape, click, ganon. Or di ba usually dati, typewriter, tak, ganon. Pero ngayon, hindi na. Computer na kasi. Kaya, maganda-ganda na yung, parang noiseless na yung keyboard. And of course, yun nga, yung mga printers, na sila ngayon, noiseless na rin sila. So, ayan, sabi, di ba yung noise pollution, na kahit na nakaupo ka lang, wala kang ginagawa, pero maingay yung paligid mo, nakakapagod siya, nakaka-stress. So, kapag ka ganun ang environment where your employees are working, of course, you can't expect them to be productive kapag ka maingay yung kapaligiran, di ba? Or yung working area nila. So, ayan. And then breaks. It is very important that you take a break from your work during the day. Working at a computer involves sitting in a fixed posture, and however good that posture is, our body are not designed to stay still in one place for a long time. So, yan, breaks. I think naging issue ito dati dun sa mga sales lady wherein they need to stand for the whole duration of their duty without having breaks. And then they are required to wear high heels. So, hindi ko alam kung sinong doon. Pero, tinanggal na yata nila, sabi, kapag ka the sales lady are not supposed to be wearing high heels. Instead, they have to wear flats since they are going to be standing for the whole day. And that, they should also have a break. So, I do not know if all kumbaga malls, mga ganun, na merong mga sales lady, fina-follow nila yung patakaran na dapat merong breaks yung mga sales lady nila wherein they can sit down and take a rest from standing for a long time. Kasi may mga bad effects yun sa katawan, sa tao. Okay? So, ayan, breaks. And then, lastly, eyesight. You have to make sure that you have your eyesight tested regularly, and if you need glasses, they should be appropriate for your computer work. So, ayan, pinaka-importante ngayon ng eyesight, especially that we are now living in the computer world, wherein lahat na lang nakaharap sa computer. It's very important na we have to make sure that our employees also have kumbaga, proper care dun sa kanilang mga mata. So, kaya, may mga companies na meron silang free check-ups, meron silang free eyesight check-ups, free na pa-eyeglasses, mga ganon. That is, one way of encouraging your employees to work more. Parang pinapataas kasi nun yung moral ng mga empleyado, and because of that, tumataas yung productivity rate nila. So it's an investment, as I have said a while ago, it's an investment na parang it will give you something in return. Hindi yan expense. It's an investment that maglalabas ka ng pera ngayon, but in the long run, magiging kumbaga mas malaki pa yung magiging return nung ininvest mo na yon. So it's not an expense, it's an investment. Kung ano man yung pinagkakagastusan mo para sa welfare ng mga empleyado mo, babalik at babalik yan sa'yo tenfolds. Okay? So, ayan, as a future manager and as a future business owners or something related to it, you have to have these things. Kumbaga, kaya we are trying to learn these things para nang sa ganon, when you reach that position, hindi kayo kakapa-kapa. Alam niyo kung ano yung gagawin niyo na, kailangan palang iplano ang working area. Kailangan pala yung ganito. Kailangan pala ng ganon. So, this is why we are learning these things right now. So, I think that's the end of this discussion. I hope I was able to help you understand what is in your module, yung ating topic, yung ating module. And ayan, if you have any question, any clarification, and any suggestion, please feel free to message me via Messenger and I'll answer as soon as I can. And of course, I hope to see you in our next video. Good day and God bless.